that's the Tianjun. During the fight between the leader and his wife, he reminded Tianhuan, avoid a long night. Hurry up and take the divine essence. His wife helplessly replied, so annoying. Kong Lushan thought, looks like I'll have to use the power of my ancestors. Suddenly, someone flew in from the outside, screeching like a bird, shouting, ah, and diving toward Tianhuan. Seeing the foreign object, Tianhuan struck with one hand, sending the person flying to the side. Wang Zishan's voice rang out, brother, this place is really lively. Tianhuan turned around in confusion and asked, who are you? Wang Zishan loudly said again, oh, are you guys fighting? Never mind, go on. Gu Changgu also spoke, pointing at the divine essence, I'll take the divine essence over there and leave. I won't disturb anyone. Hearing this, Wang Zishan couldn't help but laugh. Seeing Gu Changgu, everyone stopped their actions. Gu Changgu, is that the human race's saintess from the electric clan over there? Kong Lushan saw him and broke into a cold sweat. Gu Changgu, why is he here? This is so strange, it can't be this coincidental. Jiang Shen, seeing Gu Changgu, also hid behind a stone, saying, damn, how unlucky, how is it him? I'm starting to suspect. He has a tracking device on me. Xiao Chu said, don't worry, it seems like his intention is to confront everyone here. Tianhuan also responded, kid, what do you mean by what you just said? The leader continued, though your strength might be on par with ours now, don't be greedy. We have 4 leaders on our side. Gu Changgu nonchalantly said, don't you get it? I've already set my sights on this thing. Feel free to do as you please. To avoid greater losses, he said, his eyes flashing with a sharp glint. Someone couldn't hold back and charged forward, arrogant. We're not the great sage elders of the Tai Su divine sect. Gu Changgu hesitated not and held a bottle of Qingdi bottle, the power of reincarnation spreading around the sword. He silently muttered, power of reincarnation. In the blink of an eye, he had bypassed the approaching enemies, casually slashing over 100 times. Ah, how boring. On the brink of death, the slain person asked, how could you strike us? Those standing nearby were also horrified. He killed Qi Yang the leader with just one move. This is bad, let's attack together, this guy is too strange. The remaining people immediately launched their attacks. The female leader swung a sword, the sword's orb mixed with flames, while another person unleashed a punch that resembled a giant tomb, and a few small fry fearlessly charged forward. Gu Changgu was not afraid and prepared to use the White Tiger Genjin power. With a single sword strike, all those who rushed forward were instantly cleaved in half, dying without resistance. Jiang Luoshan, in terror, said, how is this possible? Killing the leader is like slaughtering a chicken, could he really be a true supreme being? The old woman added, if it weren't for the array patterns here, this sword would have pierced the palace. The nephew standing aside muttered softly, I don't want to take revenge anymore. Jiang Chen, scared out of his wits, thought, the leader of the great sect is like a helpless animal in his hands, we better run. Xiao Zhu hurriedly said, wait, I'll find an opportunity to activate the array here to collapse the palace. You run immediately to the east gate. There's a secret passage leading outside, the monk already fled earlier. Prince Qin, seeing him display his power, couldn't help but exclaim, truly monstrous. Even with my current strength, using all my trump cards, I can barely deal with a single leader. As a transmigrator, I'm a failure, he's the true destined one. No, he's simply born to be a villain. Suddenly, several people broke through the void, attempting to escape. Prince Qin immediately reminded, Gu brother, he wants to flee. Gu Changgu responded with a smile, he can't escape. As soon as he finished speaking, he formed a massive hand and pulled the person from the void. Tianhuan, terrified, said, Gu Changgu, I don't want the divine rank anymore, spare me. He coldly said, I already gave you a chance, it's your fault for not cherishing it. Upon finishing the words, he clenched his hand tightly, causing Tianhuan to cry out in agony, no. Young Master Gu, please. Before he could finish speaking, he was crushed into a pulp by Gu Changa's hand. The old woman immediately said, Princess, we don't want the divine rank anymore, let's flee. Jiang Luoshan gritted her teeth, I've waited so long, finally. I'm not willing. After dealing with these leaders, Gu Changa coldly said, it's your turn. However, Jiang Luoshan fearlessly retorted, Gu Changa, do you think killing so many people will make me afraid and retreat? He smiled and asked, do you think you can block me with that sealed supreme attack talisman? Also, you've made a mistake. They died at the hands of the Tai Su God clan, what does it have to do with me? The forces behind them will only seek revenge from the Tai Su God clan. Damn, you are shameless. Someone like you is fit to be a righteous leader. And you think this won't be known? So many people here, there's no wall that doesn't have a gap. Prince Qin, upon hearing this, immediately realized she was implying him, and he was shocked. Prince Qin immediately scolded loudly, Princess Luoshan is truly vicious. Not only did she ambush the leaders who came to search for treasures, now she wants to frame Gu brother. You guys are despicable. Jiang Luoshan and the old woman were stunned, their eyes wide in disbelief. Gu Changa and Prince Qin held back their laughter, spread their hands, and looked innocent. Jiang Luoshan, her veins bulging in anger, tightly gripped the talisman in her hand and roared, conspiring together to commit evil. The temple of benevolent ancestors truly tarnishes the name of righteousness. I'll fight you to the end. Gu Changa, seeing her raise the talisman, immediately activated the time power, slowing the surrounding time. He then walked up to Jiang Luoshan and said, why yell so loudly before attacking? What a bad habit. At first glance, it seemed as though everything had been happening for a long time, but in reality, it was just a moment. Gu Changa had already taken the talisman from Jiang Luoshan's hand. Then, he set it on fire, leaving her with a puzzled expression. Standing in front of her, he calmly said, you should hurry up and leave. After speaking, he stretched out his hand and grabbed her neck, causing her blood to spray out, and Jiang Luoshan couldn't catch her breath and kept coughing. It was at this moment that she began to feel fear and said, Fixed Changa, are you really going to kill me? If I die here, what benefit will it bring you? He flashed a friendly smile, Princess Luoshan, what nonsense are you saying? How could I do such a thing? It's just that when you were competing for the Void Divine position with the other leaders, they teamed up to kill you, and you unfortunately died here. Wife Guard Dao immediately flew forward upon seeing this, Fixed Changa, let go of the princess. He agreed without hesitation, alright, here you go. He then threw Jiang Luoshan in one direction, and she crashed violently into Wife Guard Dao. But when she was caught, Jiang Luoshan had already developed countless cracks on her body. She cried out in pain, ah, ah. Wife Guard Dao anxiously shouted, Princess. Before she could utter her last words, Jiang Luoshan exploded. Her younger brother also shouted, elder sister. Prince Xian, seeing this, broke into a sweat and thought, his actions were decisive, not caring at all about her beauty. How cruel. I thought he really wanted to turn Jiang Luoshan into a city woman. The young nephew, seeing his sister going to sell salt, got scared and quickly ran, ah, I don't want to die. Wife Guard Dao called him, Lemming. The princess is dead. He will surely kill us to silence us. But not far away, he also developed countless cracks on his body, unsure when Fixed Changa made his move. Soon, the young nephew was sent away by Fixed Changa as well. Thinking it was over, unexpectedly, golden light was suddenly sucked toward one direction. Fixed Changa was also surprised, However, Jiang Luoshan was not dead yet. She summoned her true form and roared, Fixed Changa, die. The massive phantom immediately reached out to grab Fixed Changa, but he remained calm and responded coolly, I didn't expect it to be a puppet substitute. It's truly a Taoist body in the quasi-emperor realm. The princess of the Void Divine race really has many means to protect her life. But unfortunately, he said as he took out a hot weapon. Jiang Lushan thought she could devour Fixed Chang'e, but when she saw the item in his hand, she was immediately terrified and screamed, "That's an emperor-level weapon." Fixed Chang'e didn't waste words and immediately swung his sword to repel the quasi-emperor phantom. The hands of the two phantoms were corroded by the sword energy, annoying. "Fixed Chang'e, do you really have to kill me?" Hearing her wish to live, he gave her a chance, "If you are willing to be my maid." Before he could finish speaking, the tomb shook violently, as if about to collapse. Jiang Lushan exclaimed in surprise, "What's happening?" Fixed Chang'e responded predictably, "You really know how to pick your timing." On Jiang Shan's side, Xiao Zhu urged, "While Jiang Lushan is still holding on, let's run." As they neared the exit, they saw the old monk suddenly jump out and shout, "Jiang Shi Master, wait for this monk." "Ha, you're still here. Hiding better than I did." Then, the two immediately fled quickly. Prince Xian, seeing the palace about to collapse, shouted, "Brother Fixed, the palace is about to collapse." Fixed Chang'e directly answered, "I'll handle it immediately, no need for Saintess Xian to worry." Before he could finish speaking, she had already run ahead, "I'll go first. Brother Fixed, I know you won't be in any danger, see you outside." She just left like that. After delaying for some time, the old lady had already set up the teleportation array. "Princess, let's go quickly." Guo Luochen saw this and walked over. "Grandma Jean, are you burning essence blood?" The old lady said firmly, "I must ensure the princess's safety." Soon, the two of them gradually disappeared. Before leaving, Guo Luochen gritted his teeth and whispered, "Fixed Chang'e." Seeing that these two had already escaped, he coldly humphed and said, "They run pretty fast. It's fine, now that they've left, no one else can take the godhood from me." Fixed Chang'e then reached out to directly take the godhood, but as his hand got closer, the godhood immediately emitted a sharp light and cut his hand, causing blood to spurt out. "Oh, you dare to reject me? Do you intend to leave it to the descendants of the Taishu god clan?" He immediately showed a fierce expression, "You're quite bold. Now that I'm here, you have no choice." Upon seeing this, the godhood immediately trembled, its light instantly extinguished, and cold sweat appeared. Outside, the vibrations and collapse caused the earth to shake, and many giant cracks opened. People shouted in fear. "Run! The underground palace is about to collapse." What happened? There are still many people who haven't come out. Soon, several lights flew out of the ruins. Someone has come out. The light was from King Luyan. He was holding two young girls who had escaped, and upon seeing Mingkong and the others, he asked, "Is everyone all right? Is there anyone still inside? I'll go help." The Empress immediately responded, "The young Master Chang'e has not come out yet." Upon hearing him mention Fixed Chang'e, King Luyan said, "Forget about him." At this moment, Prince Jean also emerged. "Oh my god, that scared me." Xingxing anxiously asked, "Prince Jean, where is Fixed Chang'e? Wasn't he with you when you entered?" Prince Jean seemed a bit stunned and replied, "I don't know. The underground palace collapsed, so I ran first." Sienna, upon hearing this, angrily shouted, "That's so reasonable." Prince Jean didn't look at her and turned away, staring at the ground as he said, "Right now, everyone has to look after themselves. Besides, he's so evil, how could he die in the last episode? By the way, weren't you supposed to care about me a bit more back then?" He said while sending a message, "You can't just forget about your sisters because you have a lover, that's really heartbreaking." Xingxing replied, "Aren't you fine?" Suddenly, several elders from various sects shouted, "Ah! The leader's token is broken. How is that possible? The leader just entered the quasi-supreme stage, how could he die here? Our ancestor is gone too, ancestor." Prince Jean thought to himself after hearing this, "I remember there weren't any grand ancestors in the treasure room. Could it be?" Suddenly, someone shouted, "It must be a trap set by the Taishu god clan, wanting all the sects and forces to pay the price." Another person followed, saying, "This is too much. They really decided to be enemies with us, daring to harm our leader. Look. Another person is coming out. A golden light flew out from the smoke below. It's fixed Chang'e. It seems he's injured. Mingkong saw him clutching his chest and shouted, Chang'e. Everyone sighed upon seeing him. What a pity, how did he not die in the underground palace? Yeah. With him, how can our generation of youth hold their heads up? Mingkong quickly went over to support him, wiping the blood from the corner of his mouth. Are you all right? He replied, I'm fine, sorry to worry you. Xiener also walked over, fixed Chang'e, the treasure. Ah, forget it, are you all right? Prince Jean also encouraged. Xingxing, if you like him, go ahead. Xingxing immediately replied, stop talking nonsense. Disciples from various sects also came over to ask, young Master Chang'e, do you know what exactly happened inside? Why did it suddenly collapse? By the way, why didn't we see any forces from the Taishu God clan? Are they all dead? Fixed Chang'e immediately responded with full engagement, sigh. We indeed underestimated the Taishu God clan. This is their ancestors' tomb. Of course, they have a backup plan. We were originally fighting them for the godhood. Didn't expect the godhood only recognizes their descendants, and after they took it, they escaped through a secret passage. They wanted to bury us all here. Do you still remember that there was an ordinary person in their team following a mysterious monk? The person also recalled, was it the one wearing a straw hat? That's him. He said, yes, that guy can control the array here, and the collapse of the palace was caused by him. Everyone became angry when they heard this, so it was him. How dare he plot to frame our sect leader's tragic death? We cannot forgive him. Let's go back to the sect, gather our forces, and find them. Yes. We must get justice from the Taishu divine clan. Gu Chang'e quietly felt happy that others were in trouble, while Mingkong knew that everything was caused by Gu Chang'e. Soon, Gu Chang'e and his group were already on their way back to the academy. On the boat, Xiao Ruoyin and a few others joined their palms together. Senior brother Gu, we shall take our leave now. At this moment, Xiao Ruoyin thought to herself, young master, the next time I see you, I will make you look at me differently. He replied, all right, send my regards to the palace master and the elders. Behind them, Gu Xiener was talking to Mingkong. Xiener, aren't you going back to the True Immortal Academy? I'm not going back. I have things to handle. Mingkong looked at Gu Chang'e and asked, does he need help? Xiener answered, no, I can handle it myself. Then you should be careful. Xiener then quickly left. In a room, Soa Soa asked Prince Kuan, you were dazed earlier. What were you thinking? I was thinking, with your personality, you could never like someone like Gu Chang'e. Hearing this, Soa Soa was stunned and stammered, what are you talking about? I never said I liked him. Before she could finish speaking, Prince Kuan approached and questioned, you suddenly stopped looking for people to organize. And your character isn't as stubborn as before. Gu Chang'e inexplicably became the candidate. All of this shows. The truth is clear. What exactly do you want to say? Prince Kuan thought to himself, seeing her reaction and considering Gu Chang'e's actions, I'm almost certain the candidate is really Gu Chang'e. Being with this person is really exciting. The scene shifted to the Taishu divine clan, in a vast palace. Someone inside asked, Luo Chen, is what you're saying true? If so, that Gu kid's actions are despicable and unworthy of being called the number one of the younger generation. Jiang Luochen replied, I'm telling the truth, not a single lie. If it wasn't for the puppet substitute given by father, I might have already been trapped. That Gu Chang'e not only has unfathomable cultivation but also despicable and cruel methods. I understand. This person must not be underestimated. After all, even the Grand Elder of the Dead Palace was defeated by him. But now, all the blame falls on us. The most urgent thing is to deal with the various sects attacking our clan. Luo Chen, push all the responsibility onto the ones who escaped, Pudu and Jiang.